Now, you can go to the world, but I'm going to tell you something else. No one gives a fuck about guys who they can't pronounce their names. Like, no one gives a fuck.
No.
Like, no one cares. Like, to get the best left-handed guys, it's me, you, and 7 guys that you don't know their names. Like, you don't know them. Like, it's amazing. And then, as soon as you make the list, whoever you put 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, there's going to be 30 people who show you a video of them beating them just in the last 8 months. Like, left-handed arm wrestling is fucking, like, terrible. Like, God damn. It's bad in the super heavies, man. Woo. It's bad.
Yeah.
Who's your biggest rival left-handed?
I mean, I guess he's got to be one of these foreign guys that I haven't grabbed. It's got to be Devon and that other Russian, Vitaly. I mean, it's got to be, because I'm telling you right now, I will beat Devon left-handed so fast and so 100 times in a row. Like, it ain't even close. I I love Ryan to death, but I'll fuck Ryan up, man. Like, bad. If they put $50,000 up, man, Jesus Christ, I don't know what I would do to Ryan. Like, I would be so jacked. Like, good God. But yeah, I tell you, I think that's a bad. I wish that there were better left-handed arm wrestlers because I don't even I don't see a whole lot of talent there. Right-handed, there's with Michael Todd. Michael Todd seems like he's pretty into it right now. Like, he's on top of his fucking game. Devon looks like, he's fucking huge, and we know Jerry's awesome, and Todd Hutchings looks awesome. So. Right-hand arm wrestling is pretty fucking cool right now. Even a guy like Matt Mask is a scary, dangerous, fucking awesome dude, man. Even though, at times, he loses. But he's a bad motherfucker, too. But I don't think, like, left-handed, like, you give me a name and the guy could be 3rd or 23rd. Just, I don't really know how good he is. And I'm telling you, it's me, Ryan, and then there's Devon. Whether Devon can beat Ryan or Ryan can beat Devon, I don't know that to be 100%. I think it's pretty good fucking, pretty good. I'd love to see it. But after that, I don't think there's much other people. Do you know? Like, who's number 4?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you can say he's number 4, but there's some people that don't believe that.
It used to be Christian Binney.
It used to be Eric Waffel. It used to be Eric Waffel.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. Eric probably ain't far now. Like, I'll guarantee you that Eric Waffel thinks that he can beat anybody except me. I mean, whether he can, I don't know, because Eric's 55 years old or something. That's an old motherfucker, man. But Eric's not bad. But I tell you, if you could put Eric 4 or something, or 3-4, but once you start mentioning Eric's name, the thing is dropped. Like, now you're going to get Cody and the rest of them in there, and, then you're just talking about regular guys. Like, I don't even know. Can Matt Mask beat Cody Merritt left-handed?
Well, we're going to find out.
We are?
Yeah, they have a match coming up, I think.
So, that's good, right? So, are they pulling legitimately, like, Chris Gobby, if you want to be a douchebag, are they pulling for the top 30, or are they pulling for the top 4?
Top 30.
I'm going to tell you right now, a healthy John Brzenk, to me, is stronger than both of them fucking guys left-handed. And he's terrible left-handed.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck. I'm going to tell you who's terrible is Tom Nelson. Tom Nelson could beat a lot of those guys that you named 4. And he's like probably 130th if everybody shows up.
Yeah.
Marcio, what about Marcio left-handed? I mean, Marcio? He's good, right? But I tell you right now, I could never lose to Marcio left-handed. It could never happen. It's not happening. It's not happening. Like, there's a distant road to travel between us.
Yeah, it's not very deep. You're right.
Or it is very deep with a bunch of average motherfuckers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got another one. I'm going to skip some of these because they're very
they're personal.
It's a question for me or it's a question for Gobby, and we're going to save those for the next one.
I got you. Hey, can we talk? Can we talk about Devon and Gobby? What the fuck is going on here,
You
man?
can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Is Devon going to beat up Chris or not?
Okay.
Hey, Chris, I really think you're going to get beat up, dude.
No, man.
Listen,
I'll tell you what.
I'm going to tell you, you're going to get beat up because there's too many guys.
Not worried. No.
I don't know, dude. I will tell you this, man. If a motherfucker tries to jump on you while I'm there, I will, try to talk him out of it. I will try to talk about it. Can you fight? Can you fight a guy that big?
I'm not worried, man. I don't believe tough guys threaten online.
John Hoffman is going to get your ass.
No,
Devon's going to get you. And I'm going to tell you right now, you better be careful because I've been into it with Michael Todd before, and he started crying in the corner and shaking, and motherfucker had me worried.
Nope.
So what's happened? Why is Jody now? Jody, you can't say nothing to Jody. Now Jody's yelling.
I think what happened with Devon is that he has such his following, his teammates, his wife. What happens is it's ironic because they're all about supporting the Kings move and they're all about supporting him. But what would have happened if Devon pulled upright like you and lost to a Kings mover for his title? They would all be hating on the Kings move. They're so biasly attached to him that I think no matter what Devon does, they're gonna support him no matter what. Now, I've never had a problem with Devon until the Kings move stuff, and so
I don't know. You're tough. You're tough on him, dude. But you're tough on everybody. You know what I mean? But
I've been tough on you, but you don't come out and threaten me because you know who the fuck you are.
Because it's true. I mean, here's the biggest problem. The biggest problem with every fucking thing that you say and everything that Devon says, they all have a truth to it. It's really how the fuck I feel, right? And if someone tells me, Travis, these tournaments are just a money grab for you, and you're robbing the arm wrestlers. What I want to tell them is that's not true. The tournament entry fees are fucking garbage. I'm robbing the fucking sponsor guy that I had to have this little fucking thing. But I don't really want to tell you that I'm robbing the sponsor guy because it sounds just as bad as robbing the arm wrestler. Yeah. Devon, everything in my opinion that you said is true, but just the fact is, if you say true shit about people, they can still get mad.
Let them get mad. Here's what I think: in every man, every woman, there's a gap. The gap between who they are and who they think they are. Now, the people that have a very thin gap, you can say what you want about them because they know who they are. They're not going to get hypersensitive. The bigger the gap, the more you're letting them know that you see something that they don't love. And I don't think Devon's proud to be a Kings mover. I don't think he's proud that he can't stand up anymore against elite arm wrestlers. And I'm people are listening, and I don't know, but the way he reacts tells me he's not a man that's spiritually content with what he's doing. There's something wrong inside of him spiritually that he's not happy with, because if he loved the Kings move and he loved exactly what he's doing, when I say anything, he'd be like, that's cool.
But where did it get to where all of a sudden they're really mad? Did you take a picture of his wife or something?
No.
What did you do wrong?
When you can call a man this, you can call him that. As soon as you tell a man, you can say a lot of things and it doesn't really affect him. I find as soon as you call a man a coward or you don't respect a man, they usually can react quite harshly. But what happened, I'll tell you what happened, is he brought something up. I said something to him, and he brought something up about my past, probably the hardest. If you want to get under my skin, that's what you mentioned. And he mentioned it, and it didn't faze me at all. And I said, yeah, I took a beating in life once, but guess what? When I go to battle, I still stand up. Now, I did not mean that as a military analogy. What I meant that is when he arm wrestles, he no longer stands up. So when he goes to battle, he doesn't stand up anymore. He might have taken that as a military connotation, and he fucking personal message death threats. I'm coming to practice. I'm gonna meet next time you go to a tournament. I'm gonna see you. And I said, what do you mean you're gonna see me? Oh, I'm gonna see. You'll see. And I mean, for me, the Devon I used to think about in 2010, 11, 12 is a mentally focused motherfucker, like a fucking Zen Nazi who, you can't get under his skin. How could you get under a man who's been in that type of shit his life? How could you get under his skin with words? So for me, there's something I couldn't get under Devon's skin in 2010. There's nothing I could have said in 2011 to get under Devon's skin. There's no way. The dude was a fucking wall. He was ice. Now, Devon, that's a cowardly move, man. That shit's cowardly. You're hurting the sport. You motherfucker, I'm going to fucking choke you out. I'm going to fucking...
Right,
and really,
so that's what it is, right? Yeah. Somehow, back in the day, that word coward, you fucked up. Yeah, you fucked up.
I didn't fuck up at all.
Yeah. Listen, so you could tell me my mom's a bitch, and I ain't going to get mad at you. But I'm going to tell you right now, if my mom dies, the next day, if you say it, you might catch me at a wrong time. Listen, I'll tell you a story. In Chicago, Devon's arm wrestling Dave Chafee in the overall, and he's also arm wrestling Sean Latimer in the overall, left and right-handed. He had won the 225s. These guys had won their heavyweights. I'm the announcer, and the big key to Chicago after coming off the big tournament in Las Vegas was to have this overall in Chicago and finally get to see, you know, Devon or John Brzenk mess with me or Dave or whatever that scenario would be. But we didn't have much to really go on after we had that big fucking thing in Vegas with the game of arms and you could do a little what was it? What is it when you want to be on a reality show? A little casting call. That's what brought all those people there, right? So 2 months later, we got to do it again, but we don't really have much to stand on. So we give him this overall idea. Kaplan jumps on it. Devon definitely didn't want to do it because he wasn't strong enough at that point, but we did it anyway. So we're up there, and he's arm wrestling one of those two guys, and I say on the mic, ladies and gentlemen, if Devon Larratt's arm wrestling Iraq, I'm rooting for Iraq. And the only reason I said that is because I had just watched 30 for 30, and Auburn and Alabama have their rivalry.
Yeah.
And the Alabama guy said, the Auburn guy said, if Alabama's playing Iraq, I'm rooting for Iraq. So it was just I just watched it, so it was fresh in my mind, and I said it. Well, holy shit. Jody went nuts. Right? She wrote this fucking 3-page thing about me being the worst person in the world, and because it had some military thing to it. So I just wrote back, cool, right? Like, that's all I need to know. Like, I can't have a conversation with her about that because my ignorance is so profound, she wouldn't even understand. Like, I don't give a fuck about Iraq or Canada or the military or any of that because I would need to for that to piss you off. I would need to, like, know whatever the underlying factor of you hating this comment would be, and I'm ignorant to it. So I don't listen to this day. I don't fuck with him. Like, I love Devon, but when I see him, I stand up right like the police is around, just because I know that I have to be careful because there's a part of my talking that will drive her crazy. And listen, anybody says something to me, I gotta say something back. So it ain't good for me to be arguing with people, and it ain't just Devon. This has happened 200 times in my life where I say something Jewish, ignorant. I don't even know the difference. I wouldn't know a Jewish person if they fucking slapped me in the face unless they were wearing that yarmulke. But the fact is that my ignorance gets me in a ton of trouble sometimes with people who either certain words or subjects, the motherfuckers go hard, man. So, yeah, you're going to get your ass whipped.
That's okay.
Right, because he ain't the kind of person.
If that's, you know what, if that's the price to pay, if that's a price to pay to say what I think, I'm okay with it. And I think if a guy has to come up to me at a tournament and get physical, I've already won. I've already won that battle. And I've already won.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
what are you gonna stab me?
You won the prize.
What you gonna do? You gonna kill me? You gonna stab me? You gonna put me in a hospital? Fuck off! You're not gonna do anything. The strongest man in the world.
He ain't gonna put you in the hospital. But I will tell you what I think he's gonna do. He's gonna get real close to you and try to scare the fuck out of you, and then probably grab you either by your ear or your neck. But it will be brief. It'll be brief. Then people will break it up.
I'll laugh at him. Bring it on.
You better hope he don't show up at 3 o'clock in the morning and just wake you up out of your sleep. That's what I heard that motherfucker's good at.
Yeah. Not worried at all. I can explain to you in more detail why I'm not worried, but I'm not worried.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I don't care. I hope it don't happen. Really.
I'm not worried.
I hope it doesn't happen. And if it does happen, I hope it's not that big a deal and y'all film it.
Yeah.
It would make for a
What's
good
next
show.
for you, Ryan? Are you got any big matches, big tournaments? What you up to?
I got nothing. I'm waiting for maybe the phone to ring from WAL. I don't know if it's going to. And then maybe I'll go to the Arnold's. I don't know.
Nice.
How about you? What do you got? Like, you got NAL, but if you want,
I've got about 32 tournaments, about 40 personal appearances, and they're piling up. And my goal, my dream is that they let me run arm wrestling tournaments at the Cooper Tire booth at the Supercross events. so that the guys get the Supercross experience, the really cool stage with tons of people, and, you know, if possible, Cooper tires for the winners, which I think would make the tournament, like, tires are almost like gas. You kind of need them, and if not, that your neighbor will take them at a little discounted price. So
yeah, that's right.
I think that would make I used to think that venues didn't matter and money, I didn't think that venue and awards mattered, just the money. But now I'm kind of like, unfortunately, venues do matter and awards matter. Not really cash. It's like almost like some sort of a sword or an axe or some shit just really gets motherfuckers hyped.
Yeah.
So, you know, but to me, you know, it's easier to get 100 Cooper Tire gift certificates and only give away 50. If I get 100 axes and I only give away 50, what I'm going to do with the other 50 axes? I can find something to do with them Cooper Tire gift certificates.
Yeah. So $1,500, just to bring it back to that, for you to come to fly out for a day. Can you elaborate? So if I came up with $1,500, you come out here, train with the club, or is that just for a one guy to do it?
I mean, it could be for the club. It's just the fact is that what I find is that one-on-one, the person really, it's usually not the money. It's so you'd rather deal with the aggravation. So in other words, the aggravation for you will be getting 15 motherfuckers to give you $100. Then you get them there and you get to weasel off the information. That's fine with me. It doesn't matter to me. It's just, as long as you know, I ain't gonna work any harder. But I'm going to do just like I'm doing now. I'm going to be super energetic, loud, and the day will start early and it'll end late. You know, and you'll get all the information. I'm not going to show you how to catch people on a hook. But I'm going to show you exactly what my approach is. And here, the approach that you really should want is the one that you take when you don't think you can win. If I don't think that I'm as strong as this guy, and I don't think that the odds are in my favor to win, how should I approach this thing? And to me, that's how I train, just in case. You know, so when you see me snapping people on the hook and holding them, it's because they're not very good. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm not even very good at that. So when I think a lot of people think that guys are well-rounded, when really they're just arm wrestling people they're better than, so they can do it a couple different ways. But everyone has one way when they don't think they can win, and it's like this fucking scared feeling right before go. So that's what I'm going to try to give you, that philosophy of make sure you know the rules, and then if you know the rules, you can kind of dictate them to make sure that you're in the strap, you're on the right side of the table, and you're in the set grip, and you're in the strap, and you're on the right side of the table. All of these things can happen, right? Sometimes you only got one punch, right? You got to think about, do you want to take that punch in round one, or do you want to wait to round two because hypothetically the odds are better in your favor? You know, and then once you get the hit and get the position, do you take him all the way down, or do you need to be ready for that chain side of the table and try to bleed him a little bit? Can you even bleed him, right? Like, can I afford to put Michael Todd in a position I like and think that if I wait there 20 seconds, it's going to help me in the next round? Not necessarily. You know what I mean? But it works with Dave, right? If I get Dave over there, it's better not to pin him right away. But, you know, so there's just things, right, that I do leading up to the tournament, and I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you the philosophy behind it and the exercise that makes it happen. And if you can translate that exercise, you can't help but be better at the thing, right? And now if you got shitty timing, ain't none of it going to work. So, you know. So but here's the thing, too. Not only do you need to learn maybe what to do, but maybe what the other person's doing to you. So even if I can't be the guy that you mimic yourself off of, you can try to figure out, okay, if I'm ever fucking pulling a guy like this, this is what the fuck he's trying to do. So I can try to work to defend it for the most part.
We got a WAL coming up like right around the corner. What do you think of the card? care to make any predictions? Are you indifferent?
Oh, I think it's great, man. I always think they're great. So you have to tell me who's pulling them.
Well, Jerry Cadorette versus Todd Hutchings.
I was super excited about that match. When I went to Baltimore and I saw this 250-pound fucking red-faced Todd Hutchings, I'm like, oh, shit, it's on. He needs to pull Cadorette. But then I saw him the last, 2 out of the last 3 weeks. I saw him down in Ohio. I saw Todd Hutchings, and I saw a picture of him in Scranton just last week. He don't look like the same guy to me, so, I don't know. You better get on that fucking sauce and get fucking big again, because to me, this Jerry Cadorette's the best Jerry Cadorette we've seen in a long time. And all I mean by that is Jerry is as lazy as I ever am, right? Lazy motherfucker. And I'm talking about lazy arm wrestling training. And put on part of the fact that he works a shit ton, right? Like, that guy's a general manager at either a huge car lot for his whole life, a big car lot, or now he's at Camping World, which, he's got 40 guys working underneath him, and they're rolling, right? And he's getting in there at 8 in the morning and staying until 8 o'clock at night. That's just the way it is with these guys. So you put on part, but the fact is they told him to come full, so he started training a little bit. He got his ass handed to him by Devon. 3 months later, he's a stronger version of that because he never stopped. And now this shit's been going on now for a year and a half. He's a bad dude right now. And I got a feeling that if he gets that match with Michael Todd, I think he's going to run through Todd Hutchings. And then I think he's got a chance. He's got a good chance with Michael Todd, only because of the longevity of his interest. Usually he's a guy who jumps out for 3 months to take on somebody and then back into hibernation for 2 years. But the strongest I've ever been in my life are because big events have backed themselves up to each other and not given me any time to get lazy and stop. And I find that, during the Supercross season, starting in January, I get really strong. January, February, March, April, May. It's because of the week. It's because of that week at Supercross every single week consistently. And I don't think Jerry's an every week guy normally, but I think he's been an every week guy and a training motherfucker now for over a year and a half. And I think he's got it. I think that there's some matchup problems for him. I don't necessarily think he's quite ready for Dave yet, but I got a feeling that Devon and Michael, he's right there with them guys, right there.
So you're going to be surprised.
And I really like Jerry, so I kind of hope Jerry wins.
So you're going to be surprised when Todd beats him? Todd Hutchings beats him?
I'm not going to be surprised. I'm going to just have a little – my respect level for Jerry will go back where it was. Now, listen, man, I'm telling you, if he'd have pulled him in Baltimore, I'm telling you right now, that Todd Hutchings that I saw 2 weeks ago ain't the same guy from 5 weeks ago, a month ago, 2 months ago. He ain't. I don't know, and I think I got a pretty good idea that when you're working at that high capacity, you can't stay on them fucking drugs that every fucking week. Matt Mask, motherfucker, man, he was on that shit so much last year, he broke every fucking bone in his body. You can't be staying on that shit all the time, man. You gotta pick your poison, man. You're gonna be strong in the wintertime or the summertime, motherfucker. You can't be all full-fledged the whole time.
So you got Matt Mask. He's taking another match. He's got one at that same event against Hermes Gasparini.
Yeah, which could be a problem, right? I mean, let's be completely honest, right? Gasparini gives the illusion that he's a guy that can make the same weight as Todd Hutchings and beat him, right? Gasparini is like a Babayev and like a Prudnik. This is one of the few people that Todd Hutchings cannot handle under 200 pounds, right? So, and if Gasparini is this 240-pound dude that I'm hearing, and European arm wrestling is fucking worlds ahead of Canadian arm wrestling, that's fucked. Or we just think anytime somebody's fucking European that they're better. We're going to find out. We get ready to find the fuck out. Because I'm telling you, Matt Mask could have that same match with Michael Todd that Gasparini had. Michael Todd, not focused, juiced to the fucking gills, can have a war with Herman Stevens. You know what I mean? So we either think Gasparini is way fucking special, or we need to stop having so much fucking respect for these European people, man, and just know that they're just regular guys. So, you know, the problem is most of the time in North America, that shit backfires on us, right? Like when Todd goes and Babayev just fucking slaughters him, it just drops our fucking stock because he could fuck everybody up around us. So, you know, my heart, you know, and I really want Matt to win and me to know that I can fuck Matt and Gasparini up. If Gasparini just kills him,